Hey, Magic friends, welcome back. We're here again. It's Captain Clyde on Captain Clyde's MTG. We're here for some more Commander Legends leaks from Baulders Gate for 524 on a wonderful Tuesday evening as we're trying to make it through the week. And there's a lot that came out today. So, hey, let's just get in on it. So first off, we're going to start with Eldrick Pack. That's right. So for a black and 6, we have a sorcery. Target player draws X cards and loses X life, where X is the number of cards in their graveyard. This seems pretty sweet, especially in a deck that mills. And if you play a mill deck, well, we all know what we think about you. But I still think it's going to be a great card for a commander, and probably will see some play. Might even spike up a little bit, just because, yeah, draw cards. Next, we have a reprint of Cast Down. This is pretty sweet. Black and 1 instant destroy target non-legendary creature. This is a reprint at an uncommon, but I gotta admit, I like the picture. So next, moving on. We have Modify Memory. So for a blue and 4, we have an uncommon sorcery. Exchange control of 2 target creatures controlled by different players. If you control neither creature, draw 3 cards. This is very interesting. Um, I could see this being a very nice 5 mana draw 3, although sorcery does make it really bad. Also a good way to swap your tokens for your opponent's big nappies. Um, Yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty good card. It will probably play well too in Beamtown Bully decks and what have you, of those kinds that you give your creatures away. Because before the opponent dies or you get to kill them, you can literally give the creature that you have, which sucks, to the other opponent who has not had a creature yet. That sucks. So, there is that. So, might see a little bit of play. We'll have to wait and see. Next, we have the Gate Colossus. So I guess that's something to do with gates. So 8/8 for an 8/8. Spell costs 1 less to cast for each gate you control. Gate Colossus can't be blocked creatures 2 or less. Whenever a gate enters the battlefield under your control, you may put Gate Colossus from your graveyard on top of your library. That's right, this is a reprint from the Gate expansion deck from Guilds. So I do like this picture a lot better though. It's pretty cool. Pretty much looks like a giant transformer. Love robots. Anyway, so next here we have Frayed Rope. 4 colorless for a artifact. When it enters the battlefield, you put a rope counter on target creature you control. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player may pay 2 colorless. If they do, they put a rope counter on a creature they control. Otherwise, exile frayed rope and each creature that doesn't have a rope counter on it. Then remove all rope counters from all creatures. All right, so it's kind of almost a Never Nearl's disc that you can actually put on a hold for 2 mana. It's very interesting. Probably going to see some play. Definitely some kind of scary smokestack deck in Commander. We have the Earthquake Dragon. Here's the green one. That's right, for a mere 1 green and 14 colorless, you can get a 10/10 Flying Trampler or a Flampler. But on the right side, it costs X less to cast, where X is the total mana value of dragons you control. So put out one Goldspan Dragon and swing with it, this thing has suddenly became a 1 green and 9, which then the treasure token that you have now makes it 2 less. So like you can get a 10/10 pretty cheap. Also, you can sacrifice a land to return the Earthquake Dragon from your graveyard to your hand. I think this is definitely going to see play in those dragon decks. And also, who cares if it costs 15 mana? You just cheat it into play for a 10/10 Flampler. Flample. I love Flample. Anyway, all right, next we have the Mighty Servant of Ligo. Anyway, so 3 colors. We have 6/6 vehicle. It has trample with ward, discard a card, which is always powerful. Whenever it becomes crewed for the first time each turn, if it was crewed by exactly 2 creatures, it gains whenever this creature does combat damage to a player, draw 2 cards until end of turn. Crews for 4. I think this is going to be a powerhouse. Playing it for 3 plus the ability to crew for 4 is easily 2 creatures. Um, Also, uh, you can easily lay this and then lay the 2 creatures to crew it with, so you get a free swing out of it. It's something that's gonna have to be dealt with in Commander, and I think it's just gonna be really powerful. So yeah, casual up, boys. Oh, there's Gate Colossus again. Apparently, I did not edit that one out. All right, so moving on. Explore the Underdark. For a green and 4, we have a sorcery. It's uncommon. Search your library for up to 2 basic land cards and or gate. Put them onto the battlefield. Tap, then shuffle. You take the initiative. So, great for the dungeon/initiative deck. And for 5 mana, it's right on par with a little bit of acceleration. Next, we have Artisan's Thirst. So for a black and 3 instant, exile target creature, put X +1/+1 counters on a commander creature you control, where X is the power of the creature exiled this way. Just the fact that for a 1 black starter and 3, you get to exile a creature at instant speed, this thing's going to be big in commander and worth a lot of money. The fact they can make your commander stupid huge so you can punch someone in the face makes it even better. So this is definitely going to be a playable card. Next we have Skullwinder, green and 2 for a 1/3 with Death Touch, little snaggy. When he enters the battlefield, return target card from your graveyard to your hand, then choose an opponent. That player returns a card from their graveyard to their hand. So it's a really piss poor Eternal Witness. However, does start for 1 green, does have Death Touch, might see some play in maybe some kind of weird combo deck. So moving on. Next we have the Sigil of Merkel. That can't be good. So for a black and 2 enchantment, at the beginning of combat on your turn, mill a card. When you do, if there are 4 or more creature cards in your graveyard, play +1/+1 counter on target creature you control, and it gains Death Touch to end a turn. I can see a reason to play this. It's not terrible, not great, not terrible, but you never know. You play it in a green-black deck, little reanimation, flip that 15 mana cost dragon into your graveyard, and then animate that thing and punch somebody in the face with it. Yeah, cause dragons. Alright, it's your favorite spell. It's Cloud Kill. It's 2 black and 4 sorcery. All creatures get -X/-X to end their turn, where X is the greatest mana value of a commander you own on the battlefield or in the command zone. It's a good uncommon for draft, probably. But at 6 mana, there's just a lot better things you could be doing with this. I mean, -X/-X is better than trying to destroy or exile something. But all in all, don't think it's a powerhouse. Next, we have the Ancient Silver Dragon. So this mythic bad boy is 2 blue and 6 for an 8/8 flyer, which is right on par with mana value, although it is 8 mana. But anyway, whenever this thing punches you in the face, or any other player, you get to roll die 20 and then draw cards equal to the result. And now you have no maximum hand size the rest of the game. This thing is absurd. This thing is going to be $50 to $100, or maybe even more than that when it's foil. Only because, let me reiterate, you cheat this into the battlefield with like a Goro's Vengeance, or onto the battlefield with a Sneak and Show or some crazy things. And who cares if it gets exiled at the end of the turn? All you want to do is just punch him once. And then maybe draw 10 cards. And then probably win the game from there. This thing is going to be a great powerhouse, and I expect to see lots of play in decks built around this thing. And not just regular dragon decks, just, stuff. So, we have Genashi's Enforcers. All right, so for red and 1, you get a 1/3 common. Has merited. For a red and 1, creatures you control named the Enforcers get +1/+1 to end turn, +1/+0 till end of turn. Not terrible, not great. Probably good for draft. Moving on, we have Tabaxi Toucaners. What a name. Anyway, so for a white and 4, you get a 3/2 flying with merited. All right. Not too shabby. All right, Hammers of Mordan. So for a white and 2, you get an uncommon 3/3 guy, Old Dwarf Cleric, with merited. And whenever it attacks for each opponent, tap up to 1 target creature that player controls. This seems pretty strong for draft, maybe even strong enough for an actual include into a deck. Next, we have the Intellect Devourer, everybody's favorite creature to not fight, because it's all brains, baby. 1 black and 3 for a 2/4. This is a horror. It's a rare. It has Devour Intellect. Its ability is when the Devourer enters the battlefield, each opponent exiles a card from their hand until Intellect Devourer leaves the battlefield. So that's pretty sweet. Then it also has Body Thief. You may play lands and cast spells from among cards exiled with the Devourer. If you cast a spell this way, you may spend mana as well as mana of any color to cast it. This is phenomenal, especially in multiplayer decks or multiplayer games. And even one-on-one maybe, because, hey, exile a card, I'm going to cast it if you don't kill this thing. Seems pretty sweet. I think it's going to see a lot of play, and I like it. Because brains. Next, we have Storm King's Thunder. So this mythic powerhouse, for 3 red and X, when you cast your next instant or sorcery spell this turn, copy it X times. You may choose new targets for that copy. Again, I think this might easily be a card that's going to end up being $50 to $100, especially in foil version, only because there's so many ways to generate mana in Commander that if you're not playing a deck with counter spells, this thing will just get you killed. Because you literally could generate buku's amounts of mana and cast this for, I don't know, let's say you cast it for X is 5, so that's 8 mana, and then for one red, bolt somebody 6 times and probably kill them because that's 18 damage. Like, it's ridiculous the amount of absurd things you can do with this. Yeah, definitely pick one of these up, guys. Even if you're not going to play it to begin with, just get one if it comes out cheap because this thing is not going to stay cheap. Moving right along, we have the Ancient Copper Dragon. This mythic bad boy for 2 red and 4 is a 6/5 flyer. When he punches somebody in the face, you get to roll die 20 and create that many treasure tokens. Again, this is going to be another powerhouse. Mythics galore of nothing but power in this spoiler season right now for today. Yeah, so once again, pick it up if it's cheap, because I don't think it's going to stay cheap. All right, we have Gisari Monk. Yeah, I probably said that wrong, sumi. A white and 4 for a 3/2, has flash and flying. It has psychic defense. When it enters the battlefield, tap all creatures you don't control. This is going to definitely be a powerhouse in Commander, because for 5 mana, it's basically a fog. Or at the end of someone's turn, tap all their stuff so you can punch them in the face and kill them. Not to mention it also comes with legs. Technically, it has flying. I guess it still has legs in the picture. But anyway, this is going to be a great card, and also with the ability of white-blue to do a lot of flashing and blinking their creatures in and out. You can constantly keep creatures tapped down in some kind of weird combo that this would be in. So yeah, I think this has potential as an uncommon. Next we have Smuggled Livestock. Boy, what a picture. So for a white and 1, it's an instant. It says exile target creature, then roll a die 20. If you roll 1 through 9, its controller gets a 4/4 green ox token. 10 through 19, it gets a 2/2 green boar. And if you roll the massive 20, it gets an 0/1 white goat. The goats are back. Goat in the house. So great removal spell. Also works good for you too. I think this is a great uncommon to play either in a real deck or even in draft. I think this will be a draft all-star if you play draft. Moving on. That's right, Wrathful Red Dragon. So for 5 mana, you get a 5/5 flyer because why not? Dragon. And whenever a dragon you control is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to any target that isn't a dragon. So this is an auto-include in every dragon deck. Not to mention that, if someone does 5 damage to this thing, that means this thing's doing 5 damage to somebody else. Notice it says any other target, so you literally could just go ham on bolting your own creatures or whatever it is. Like, you could lay a bunch of dragons, lay this, and then literally cast like a spell that does 5 damage to all creatures, and literally kill the entire table. And that will be a deck, and if someone hasn't thought of that yet, they just have, because I did, and that means someone's going to build it because shenanigans. Alright, moving right along. Next we have the Null Warband, red and 5 for a 5/5. It does cost 1 less to cast for each opponent who has dealt damage this turn. Has menace and merited, so this is actually a pretty good uncommon. If you're playing a token deck, you can slip in 2 or 3 damage across like two people, right? Then all of a sudden this becomes a 4 mana 5/5 that makes tokens when it attacks that has menace, which is an amazing discount. Definitely gonna be great in draft and probably a couple decks maybe. Next we have the Moonshade Pixie. Oh, it's an adventure card. So for a blue and 3, it's actually a 2/2 flyer that when it enters the battlefield, you get to draw cards equal to the number of opponents who were dealt damage this turn, which is phenomenal. And for a blue and 1, it has Pixie Dust. Up to 3 target creatures gain flying till the end of turn, which is also pretty sweet. Because, yeah, you could punch people in the face and draw cards while laying a 2/2 flyer. This thing's pretty cool for an uncommon. Picture could do with some work, but hey. Alright, we have the Sapphire Dragon. Oh, it's an adventure dragon. It's 2 blue and 5 for a 5/6 flyer. Whenever it attacks or blocks, you get to scry 2. Pretty sweet. And as an adventure for a blue and 2, counter target non-creature spell. This is definitely going to be in any kind of dragon deck playing blue, and maybe just blue decks in general, because having extra negates are not a bad thing, especially when they come with 5/6 wings. I was going to say legs, but it flies. Anyway. Moving right along, we have Thunder Wave. So for 2 red and 2, it's a sorcery. Roll die 20, deals 3 damage to each creature at 1 through 9. 10 through 19, You may choose a creature. It deals 3 damage to each creature not chosen this way. For 20, it deals 6 damage to each creature your opponent controls only. Great board wipe. And again, with the red dragon we just saw, you could have a bunch of dragons out, cast this, deal 3 damage to 5 of your dragons, and spout 15 damage off into somebody's face. Or use that 15 damage to kill off the blockers as you then kill the people they're blocking for. So, seems like a good card. Alright, we have the Balor. For 2 red and 3, it's a 5/5 flyer. Whenever it attacks or dies, you get to choose one or more. Each mode must target a different player, though. Target opponent draws 3 cards and discards 3 at random. Target opponent sacrifices a non-token artifact, and it deals damage to target opponent equal to the number of cards in their hand. Interesting mythic. On rate, I'm sure there's some kind of weird shenanigans you can do with this. Also, you can just mill cards out of somebody's hand or whatever. Yeah. It's interesting. Will it be worth money? Probably. It's a mythic. It's actually playable and it's a demon. So, for the guys out there want to make those demon decks, buckle up. All right, moving right along, we have split the spoils because every good party loves to divide up the loot. So for a green and 2 sorcery, exile up to 5 target permanent cards from your graveyard and separate them into 2 piles. An opponent chooses one of those piles. Put that pile into your hand and the other into your graveyard. Holy cow, it's Fact or Fiction for your graveyard. And it's a better Fact or Fiction because it's 5. So you're guaranteed to get 3, minimum 2, or at least 1 really good one. So yeah, I don't know why this is an uncommon. Man, is it overpowered and underrated. I think this is going to be a powerhouse. Moving right along, we have Kindred Discovery. 2 blue and 3 enchantment. It's rare. Enters the battlefield, you choose a creature type. Whenever a creature you control of a chosen type enters that battlefield or attacks, draw a card. This is bonkers. Because if you're playing tokens and all those tokens are the same thing, yeah, you're drawing cards every turn. Just disgusting. Like a little rabble rousing from the new set. With this, you swing with your citizen, and this is on citizen, draw a card. Oh, rabble rousing triggers. Make another citizen. Draw a card. Oh, wow. And it doesn't say only do it once, so you just keep doing it. So, yeah, you could, with rabble rousing out, attack with 4 creatures, have this on citizen, 4 citizens come in, draw 4 cards. Seems kind of busted. Moving right along, next we have the Rescuing Chuwanga, whatever the hell that is. For a white and 1, you get a 2/2 Spirit Elemental with Flash. It has natural shelter. When it enters the battlefield, you may return another permanent you control to its owner's hand. Not too bad. Again, blink spell, gives you extra enter the battlefield triggers and so forth. It's pretty sweet. Good way to actually, block with something, pick it up so it doesn't die. I like it. I think it's going to see some play. Next we have Mind Stones back. That's right, we got a good old reprint of Mind Stone. 2 colorless artifact, taps for colorless. For 1 and sacrificing it, you draw a card. Everybody loves it, everybody plays it. Next we have Sailor's Bane. 2 blue and 7 for a 7/7. Dragon Turtle. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each instant or sorcery card and or adventure card that is in your graveyard or exile. This thing can become 2 blue real quick. As an uncommon, this thing looks like a powerhouse. It's got Ward 4 also. I just don't see how you don't play this. And in draft, this thing's going to be just something unbeatable. Oh my god. Moving on, next we have Meteor Golem reprint. That's right, Meteor Golem's back. For 7, you get a golem that when it enters the battlefield, destroy target online permanent. It's a 3/3, and the art's even better because Gundam, Voltron. Pick your poison. All the nice new mechy robots are here, and they're looking sweet. Alright, we have Miriam Sentinel Worm. So for a red, blue, green, and 3, 6 mana for 6/6, legendary dragon creature spirit, flying Ward 2, so it's got floored. Anyway, whenever another non-token dragon enters the battlefield under your control, you can create a copy of it, except if it's legendary, the creature is not legendary. This is disgusting. This will be in every dragon deck, because what's better than casting 1 big dragon? Casting 2 for the same cost. Yeah, buy them now, boys. Rug of Smothering. So for 3 colorless, get artifact creature construct, has flying. whenever a player casts a spell, they lose 1 life for each spell they've cast this turn. It's also a 1/3. It's very interesting. I guess if you're playing against somebody who likes to play Storm and Commander, I guess. Yeah. So anyway, very interesting. I think it will find a place and probably a home in some kind of weird deck. So moving on. Next we have Blade of what selves. Anyway, so this rare is 2 colorless. Who equipped creature has merited, and it has equipped for 4. Seems okay. We found most equipment that has these really powerful effects like this often bode well. I think it's probably easily going to be a $10 card until someone figures out, something really insane to do with it, and it's probably going to get more expensive. But to start off with, it seems pretty good. So next we have the Guardian Naga. Oh, it's an adventure creature. Snakey. So for 2 white and 5, you get a 5/6 Vigi. As long as it's your turn, prevent all damage that would be dealt to the Guardian Naga. So it's swinging for free, boys, to the fences every time because Guardian Naga. So in an instant for its adventure, it has a white and 2. Exile target artifact or enchantment. That is amazing. I would definitely play 1 extra for this kind of disenchant effect when it comes with 5/6. Well, I guess technically it doesn't have legs. 5/6 slithers or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, this is a great common. I think it's going to see lots of play. All right, so next we have Burnished Heart reprint. Very nice, and I love the whole, it looks like Rudolph, I think, at Christmas. This is insane. I love it. So for 3 colors, you get 2/2. Obviously, you sacrifice your Burning Heart. You search your library for up to 2 basic land cards, put them onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. This, I don't think, is a reprint. This is not the Burnished Heart I was thinking of. This is insane. 3 mana and then 3 mana to search your library for 2 basic land cards and put them onto the battlefield tapped. Sweet Jesus. This is an amazing uncommon. In draft and in the regular. Like, every deck's going to have one of these things. Because what are you going to do? You're going to lay it and they're not going to kill it and they're going to let you block with it and then get 2 land out of their deck? Yeah, that sounds like a no-go for anybody I'm playing against. You lay this thing, I'm bolting the piss out of it. Alright, next we have... Oh, it looks like we get to end on the Burnished Heart. So, thanks a lot, guys, for watching. I do appreciate it. A little longer than normal, but we've got massive leaks coming out over and over, and only got a couple days left. So remember, go over to the channel, subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I appreciate it. Check out the box opening series. Check out my other videos. If you have anything you'd like to see, feel free in the description. There's an email for the store and the channel. Reach out. Tell me what you want to talk about. Send me pictures, whatever it is. I'll do my own thing. Quick shout out for Dave again, who hooked up last time talking about the foils. I even tore apart my own foil and cards to kind of show you guys what I was seeing. So feel free to do that. Remember, subscribe up. The more you subscribe, the better support the channel gets. And the more support the channel gets, when I get to 1,000 subscribers, it's going to be swag for everybody, good box deals, sweet content. And if you go to Patreon, you can get that swag now by subscribing monthly on sweet box deals, pack openings, or whatever you may want. And those box deals, I'm talking good box deals. I'm talking like, yeah, you guys go check it out. You'll find out. Giggity. And if you don't like it, you can just cancel it, and then in the comments you can blow me a bunch of crap, and that's fine too, because, free speech and all. And don't forget, the link in the description to the eBay store. If you've done everything you can to subscribe and you want to help out too while getting something immediately and you want that get it now satisfaction, at the eBay store, all the box opening video cards go up for sale on the store, along with some extra stuff I'm trying to get rid of because I definitely have a hoarding problem. So go over there, check it out. Everything that you buy off eBay will support the channel and box openings, and I do appreciate it. So until next time, be kind, and as always, I hope to see you across from the game table.